stand by, and the red light is through. We're set for a start.
In a field of dreams, the wind whispered, "Build it, and he will come." Tony Halpin did. Not for baseball, but for the sport of kings.
Okay, riders, how's on?
Set.
6 years ago, Tony recognised the potential of this land for a thoroughbred racing nursery.
How's on, starter's gone round.
More than 550 acres of lush, fertile flats and rolling hills, just a stone's throw from some of the best horse studs in the world.
Straighten them up.
The first of 8, a warm day. Gates spring open now, they're off and racing.
The country is wonderful for horses, and that's been proven by 30 or 40 years of breeding in this area. Glen Logan's 5 kilometres down the road, Race Tree's 5 kilometres down the road. I've had some fairly big successes in the racehorse industry. Got a lot to do with the soils, got a lot to do with the climate, proximity to half a dozen tracks in less than 3 hours travelling time, all sorts of reasons. There's the hill country out the back where you can turn your pregnant mares out. There's the close-in country where you can keep a really close eye on them if you need to. We've got 6 race courses in under 3 hours drive, 6 racetracks, good standard racetracks. It just works. Started in 1975 by a man called Don Copeland. He was fairly heavily into breeding trotters. The property was called Doje Park, and under his stewardship he ran up to 400 mares here. If you look at the records of horses that were bred here and have won many races, it is a very successful farm in the days of Doje Park. When I took it over, it was very well treed with flowering trees of all different types and varieties. We've had the place 6 years and we've continued that trend. We've planted a couple of hundred trees since we've been here, established shade lines and laneways, and we've just continued the growth that was here in very beautiful trees. We've built 20 kilometres of 3-rail steel fencing, so we've tried to make it as safe as possible for horses. I think we're up to the 13th dam so far, so the place is pretty sure of its water. There's a 40 megalitre dam down the back, and there's a perfect site for one to go beside it. It'd be another 60 megs, but the 40 megs is overkill. There's a 10-horse stable complex that I rarely use. Very good boxes, capable of any stallion that you might happen to have that could be a bit bad-mannered. Very good, safe boxes. There are 8 stallion yards, all segregated, not relying on hot wires with laneways between them. Access to the place is a dead-end street. It's a very quiet, well-protected area. It's a pretty safe property. You can muster most of your paddocks with one person. I've got many 25 and 26-year-old mares still producing, still breeding. Part of that is they walk around in the hills out the back, keeps them fit, and you get longer usage out of them, longer life, longer breeding life.
So approaching the home corner at the
rainfall's right. It comes at a nice even spread through the year. There are probably only 2 months that are really dry, and the sandstone ridges to help them look after their feet and keep them fit, and the creek flats to put condition on them. It's got the perfect match. There's a fair bit of me in this, and you'll either love it or you'll hate it.
250 metres to go.
It's not something that I want to sell, but I'm 62 in a few months and I've built it, spent a lot of time and effort. It's well balanced for horse rearing. It's a good nursery. Absolutely brilliant property, and it's time that it belonged to someone else.
150 to go, keep it followed by
White Eagle got out well towards the centre, goes forward early on with also Debateman Flash, Delta Warrior. Wider out of Sainty Ain't in the top 4, followed by Mariner's Mitt. Darrellon was next on its outside, Memphis Flash, Alanon's Pride.
Then Copper Rock